Okay, hello everyone, greetings. Welcome to today's webinar. Thank you for taking time to join me. My name is Boris Sodoma and I'm your host today, and I would like to talk to you about our flagship product, the inspections. Before we start, I would like to inform you that today's webinar is recorded and that you are all on listen only mode. So if you would like to ask any questions, please feel free to type them in the question box designed for this purpose at any given time. You should be able to see that on your screen inside of the application that we're using this webinar for. Should be called Go To application, I believe. I will answer them at the end of the webinar, and I should also be joined by a colleague from the product team, as they are more competent to reply to any technical questions. So please feel free to ask any questions during the webinar. I would also like to mention that this will be a recurring webinar, and we will be running one each week at the same time and date. So please follow our events list on our website to find out the themes for the next webinars and register for the ones you're interested in. This is probably the most convenient way to find out new information, so I would suggest to reserve each Wednesday at 11 in the morning GMT +1. And finally, you can see the list of your sales team on your screen already. If you have a question about licensing or want to discuss a specific project, you probably already have your contact, but if not, please note the name of the sales rep for your territory. The emails are composed of our first name dot last name at resco.net. So once again, that's first name dot last name at resco.net. Okay, so let's get to it. Yep. So, as mentioned before, I will be your host for today. My name is Boris Sodoma once again, and I do the business development for France and MEA. And today's webinar will be focusing on Resco Inspections, our flagship product. Before we go any further, I would like to take you through the agenda for today. So we have the product presentation at first. So I will be talking about the product itself, presenting different elements, functionalities, use cases, stuff like that. Then I would like to continue with mobile application demo. So I would show you the app itself. Following that, I would be doing some back office tools, designer, scheduler, analytics tools, so you'll be able to get the good grasp about how does these work. And then finally, we will have some time for questions and answers. So once again, feel free to write them at any time during the presentation, and I will answer them at the end. Once you enable inspections, this is how it should look like. So on the right hand side, you can see there's the mobile app, and then we have the 3 different computers for the different back office tools that comes with this product as well. When we talk about inspections, you should understand that this is just another product by Resco. So obviously everything else that you have in the other products that you're already using, if you are using them, will be part of this tool as well. So everything like offline reports, route planner, signature capturing, working with multimedia, Exchange or Gmail integration, anything like that, all those functionalities will be included in your inspections product as well. Obviously, Woodford comes as part of this product, so anything regarding customizations, you do them via Woodford HTML. So it really is the same product, just like for any other of our products. And then there are additional modules for the questionnaires that we will look into a bit later on. If you want to enable inspections on an existing project, what you have to do is go to your Woodford, go to your project, and then find the tab Inspections. And you can see a little screen grab there at the bottom of your screen showing you how to do this. And there is a procedure that you need to follow to be able to use this functionality. The advantages of this product is that it's fully integrated and native part of the Resco platform, and it enables you to leverage custom logic, obviously. Of course, 100% offline, so if you're working in areas with restricted connections, no problem at all. This will run just like any other Resco product, 100% offline. You can plug in your data source, and obviously it's designed for any use case. So when I speak to clients or partners regarding inspections, they sometimes mention that they don't do inspections, that the product really doesn't is not relevant for them, but you really shouldn't be afraid of the word inspection. What this really is a dynamic form, and you should really think about this product as a dynamic form rather than a tool that's usable only for inspections. So on the screen you can see different sort of scenarios where it can be used, and basically it's for anyone that needs to do some sort of checklists in the field. So staff surveying customers or products in store or in the field, technicians going through checks of complex machinery, insurance agents, doing the damage assessments after natural disasters, or even sales reps filling out any necessary metadata. So once again, what you need to understand is that it's not really inspections, but it just enables you to do dynamic form, and it's basically designed to be used in any case scenario. So what are the requirements or prerequisites for this use case? So you need a relevant questionnaire or dynamic form or survey that needs to be created, and then the questionnaire needs to be assigned to available stuff, including all the relevant information such as date, time, location, and so on. The team then, the team in the field uses the available information to carry out the inspection, completes the questionnaires, and sends back the results to the CRM. And finally, results need to be analyzed and evaluated. One other thing I thought would be interesting for you to know when considering this product, especially as our partners, is our clients by sector. So if you're thinking about building a vertical solution out of this, you should perhaps consider some of these different types of industries where we have our products. So far, manufacturing is the strongest one, but we see a good uptake on this product by the real estate, for example, which only represents 4% of our clients. But this could be quite interesting for them as well. Let's maybe go through a day in the life of an inspector, let's say a lift inspector. So basically, wakes up in the morning, gets a list of the inspections. Then he can see directly on the map his appointments for the day. What he can do then is contact the people directly and head out. Then he starts the inspection, so he fills out all the data in the dynamic form in the questionnaire. He can work with multimedia, so he can take the pictures, update, do stuff with sound, video, and then once he's done, he signs the questionnaire, the inspection, gets the signature out of the client as well, and a report is saved and automatically stored in your CRM system. So how does this actually work? When we were designing this product, we realized that there are 4 different stages that need to be completed in order to effectively handle the entire process of creating, assigning, completing, and evaluating the field's inspection. As you can see on the left hand side, we have 4 different stages. So the designer, scheduler, inspector, and analyst tools. Let's just go and take a look into each one of them now. So the designer, it's a web-based tool which enables users to create questionnaires and surveys in a streamlined data-driven user interface. It uses per record architecture, so not per entity. This is important to understand. And it enables you to design questionnaires and select the best from wide variety of available questions, such as pick lists, checkboxes. You can scan barcodes with this, basically prepare the questionnaire as you need to. You can also set up custom business logic for your questionnaires, so with the use of the designer's configuration rules. And obviously it has also support for JavaScript in case you need any sort of more sophisticated customizations. The second one is the scheduler. So it's an interactive web-based application which allows you to assign and create questionnaires and plan for a work field team. It's really designed for team leaders, managers, or supervisors who manage their stuff in the field. And they can basically see all the available questionnaires and inform about the tasks, locations, and schedule the time and dates for each team member. The next one is the inspector, which is basically the application itself. It's got different features like a built-in calendar or route viewer to know where to go. The inspector receives work directly from their supervisors via this application. It enables them to check in or check out when they start or finish the assigned tasks. and basically they can run and complete and send back the questionnaires with the full offline support. So if they're in no rural area or underground parking lot, they will be still able to use this tool as mentioned before. And finally, we have the Analyst tool. We have actually two different analyst tools. I will take a look at these a bit later on, but this enables you to see the completed inspection forms and evaluate the results in the web-based application, see all the statistics in a report or a dynamic dashboard as well. The inspections product integrates natively with Dynamics 365 and Salesforce. It also has a support for Resco Cloud, so if you don't have a backend system, you can use Resco Cloud for this. Or we have APIs available for integration with other third-party business systems. When I talk about inspections, I should also mention that the possibility of having external application. And what this really is an application for non-CRM facing users. So be it your contractors or clients, this can be fully customized, so you can have your own branding, which means your own splash screen colors, your own application name or icon. You can have different fonts, images, the list goes on. And this is subject to different licensing, so if you're interested about this, please contact your sales rep of your given territory. Before I go any further, before we do the demo, I would like to also perhaps mention the new functionalities that we have introduced in the last release. And as I mentioned before, this is our flagship product and we do a lot of development for this. So the first one will be voice control. I hope you have already seen some videos, or for people that attended Resco Next, which happened last week, you could have seen this being demonstrated as well. We also have support for wearables. So once again, if you participated at Next, you have received a smartwatch with the application running on it, and you could have give it a try. If not, we do have a support for smartwatch on Android. One other feature which is quite impressive is the tagged image feature, which is basically a visual inspection using mobile device, and even HoloLens are supported. You can see on the right hand side we have a car, and then you have a sort of a list of questions, and you can take a picture. So if, for example, you rent a car, you take a picture of the car, and then if there is a problem like scratches, you can place them directly on the picture. This is quite useful, and I will be demonstrating this during the demo. And of course, finally, for the clients that have Azure, we have the AI image recognition. So feel free to browse about these functionalities on our YouTube channel. And now I would like to do a demo. For this, I will be using my iPad. So let me just grab the iPad, and I hope you can all see my screen. I'm sorry for the quality of the screen. It's not great, but this is the best quality I'm getting from my iPad at the moment. So as you can see, I'm running the inspections application, and you can see the list of your available entities in the application. So I will be demonstrating this as a maintenance guy or as an inspector for a lift company. So I'll be doing an inspection on lifts. So let's start with today's agenda. So you can see the list of your appointments. Obviously, you can change the view to see either agenda, day, month, or a week. Then I'm just going to continue on the left-hand side. You can see my route. So these are the appointments I need to make today. In case I need to change something, so for example, if I have the appointment 3 and I need to exchange it with appointment 2, so repair the lift goes before perform escalator best, I just drag and drop this, move it there, and it's done. What this enables you to do also is to optimize the route. So in case you need to optimize the route, you just click the optimize button, and what it does is optimizes the route, and it also informs you that you saved approximately 6 minutes during this instance. Obviously, if you change this up once again, it will be updated as well. Then I continue on the left hand side, so I get a list of my templates. Let's just discard these changes. List of my templates. So these are all the different templates that are available to me as an inspector. Obviously, you can have different user groups to have different templates available for them. This all depends on how you configure your project. So these are the four ones that I have available. Then I have the list of my answered questionnaires. As you can see, here, so different questionnaires I've done, and the list of the answered. I can click on them, you know, and see the details about them. Then I have a list of my accounts, so I can click on one account, Barking Spider Factory, for example. On the left hand side you can see the information about the client, so stuff like, you know, phone, email, and then obviously their address as well, currency, website, stuff like that. On the right hand side you can have a map. I have the list of my inspections which I've done or not finished yet, and obviously the list of the contacts for the client. And finally I have appointments and notes. Obviously this is my configuration, you can set this up however you like. Everything you see on the screen is fully customizable as with our other applications, so feel free to do that. I'm just going to go on to contacts. So you have a list of your contacts, and I can click on someone. I can see that he's the customer from Blue Keys Hotel. Obviously got his name, his number, so if I need to call him, I just press the button, the little icon next to the mobile phone, and I can call him directly. I can email them as well if I click the button, and then it's pre-filled for me. Obviously this is just sample data, so no real names there, but it's possible to do it this way without leaving the application, which is quite handy. Obviously you get the map, and everything is the same like it was in the accounts section. And then finally I have the list of my reports, so you can basically generate a report at the end of your inspection, and you can view them here. So let's just maybe start with doing an inspection today. So today is the 30th. I can see that I have 3 different appointments. I can visualize them on the map as we've seen before. I'm just going to click on the first one, lift inspections, and I can see that I have Apple apartment building where I need to attend to. Let's say that I've got there already, and I can see the appointment type on the left hand side is inspection, which will enable me to access different inspection questionnaires. So I'm just going to click on the little plus button next to the inspections. Here we go, and I get 3 different templates available for the inspection case. So I'm just going to go for the last one, template regular inspection, Boris demo. Here we go, and as you can see, a new screen popped out, and this is the questionnaire, the dynamic form that the inspector will work with. So as you can see, the first line account that's been already pre-populated for me, just as well as the inspector, which is quite handy, so you don't need to really go and look for your accounts in your database, as well as inspector is already pre-filled for you. You don't need to do anything. Also, we have incorporated the inspection start date here, because sometimes you might get to the place, but you will spend some time before actually starting to work on the inspection. So if you need to change this, no problem at all. You just change the date here however you like. What's maybe important to mention here is that you can have this done also automatically. You can have automatic check-in, check-outs based on your location. So, for this case, this is how I set it up, but it's completely up to you, obviously. So everything you can see on the screen is also 100% configurable. Let's just go on. As you can see, I have the manufacturer and serial number in red. And what this basically means is that it alerts me to these 2 fields that I need to set them up so that you can basically you don't forget to do them. So I'm just going to click on the manufacturer, and as you can see, I've incorporated 3 different icons for my 3 different lift manufacturers. If I go for Schindler, and I can see that the model is required, so I can click on the model, and then I basically have the list of my models here. If obviously I'm going to change the manufacturer, so if Kona is going to be the brand, no worries, I have a different model that I can choose from, and as you can see, this is a different sort of visualization of the different models. So I just wanted you to basically see how you can you don't need to have one specific. This is really a tool that enables you to customize everything. So we have our model. We go next, serial number, scan the barcode or fill in by hand. Obviously we're able to scan barcodes for Resco inspections. So you can see on the right hand side I have a little kind of barcode icon. So I'm just going to click on that, which is going to enable me to use my scanner. I have a code ready here, and as you can see, it was filled in for me. Everything is there. I don't need to do anything. It's for me filled in, and I can continue on with my inspection. Let's go on. So general state, obviously I got 3 different choices that I can choose from: functional, working with issues, or not working at all. I'm just going to go for the functional. If we go on, we have a new sort of field. You don't have to fill these out if you don't want to, but obviously let's just go and take a look at how these works. Active since, so you know it's been active since, I don't know, 30th of April 2016. I'm just gonna click on that. Great. If I have somebody present on the inspection, so the application knows which account I'm in, where I am, and so I have this pre-populated with lookout field present during inspection. I can click here and I can see different people that are part of this company. So I'm just gonna go for Brian here, so he will be present during my inspection. And obviously if you already know what's your next inspections date, all you need to do is click, and let's just select maybe Friday at 13:30. I'm just going to click on that, and what it actually does is that it creates a new appointment for you in the calendar. So you know, no need to worry about this further. This will kind of do it for you. Okay, let's just start our inspection. I have prepared different sort of questions and different sort of functionalities here so that you can see what you can do, and I'm just gonna focus on different functionalities without repeating myself too much. I won't be reading too much for the descriptions for each question, only if it's very important. So basically the next part, cabin, is the one where I should be checking you know, everything inside the lift cabin, if it's working, not working, and so on. So I'm just gonna go to lights, and I can decide. I have different options here, so if lights are okay or not working, blinking, or the bulb is missing, I'm just gonna go for okay for this. Great. Control panel, maybe there is a problem with the control panel. I'm gonna click on damaged, and as you can see we have a color coding working here as well. So if there is a problem, we've decided to put a red color on it. If everything is okay, I'm gonna go with the green color. Cabin walls, okay. Speaker with microphone, again we have a different sort of way how to visualize this. Brakes, okay. Wire ropes, let's say they're okay. If I have a problem with something or I need to access the operation manual for the given lift, no problem at all. I already have this, I can have this available in my application. I'm just gonna click on the click here in the field for a complete operation manual. Click here. Just gonna click on that, and obviously I can see the operation manual PDF for my given elevator. So you can basically put any sort of documents you want in your questionnaire. There we go. If I need to put any additional comments, obviously I can do so. I'm just gonna click on test. Let's do a different sort of question now. So if there was an issue and I believe I have clicked the control panel was damaged, I'm just gonna go to cabin issue regarding. So what is it regarding? It's regarding the control panel. Obviously you have all the lists of different things that you had in your previous question, but in our case it was a problem with the control panel. So I'm just gonna click and then you have a different sort of priority you can assign to this. So if if the control panel is broken but it's nothing major, you can select normal. If it's critical, you can select critical, obviously. What I want to do now is to take a picture of this, because if there is a problem I want to take a picture. So I'm just gonna capture picture, and I have a nice picture ready. Sorry, it's only black and white, but I think this will do. If I'm happy with the picture, I'm gonna use the photo. Here we go. And let's say that there is something very specific that's wrong about this, and I need to precise this. So I'm just gonna edit the image. What I can do is click on it, press view, and then on the hamburger menu on the top right hand corner, you can click that, and you can tab on the last option here, edit image. So I'm just going to click on that as well, and this basically gives you, at the bottom you can see you have different sort of tools you can do. So if there is a specific problem, I don't know, here I can just draw it in a circle. I can do a little flash if I want to. If I need to add a text, no problem. I'm just going to click on the little text icon and type exactly what the problem is, or what sort of problem it is. I'm just going to save this. Obviously you can make this smaller, you can make this bigger, you can move it around, you can change the colors, you can change the opacity, stuff like that. Very easy to use. If I'm happy with this, I'm just going to click on the little OK button, and I'm going to save this with the little diskette icon at the top. Okay, that's been saved for me. That's great. If there is another issue with something else, you can see there is a question cabin issue, and next to it you have a little plus button. I would just click that and it would copy my my question so that I can work on I can specify another issue that's been found. Obviously damage description, if I need to, I can put in damage description there, but we have already gone through that. Now I want to continue with another type of question. As you can see, engine liquids. For this I'm going to read the description as well. So please inspect the level of all engine liquids in the engine. Oil level must be at least 25%, this is quite important, and then brake liquid must be at least 100%, and coolant must be of yellow color for Otis, pink for Schindler, and blue for Koni. So, oil level, we know that it must be at least 25%, and we can see that already it's been highlighted in red. So I'm just going to click on the field, oil level, must be at least 25%, I'm going to go for 20. Okay, we have a problem, doesn't really change. I'm going to go for 30, and it changes to green. So obviously you can use this color coding as a sort of a guidance for the inspector, and help him out with his questionnaire in this way. Brake liquid, we know from the description that the brake liquid must be at least 100%. So let's just try if it's not 100%. Let's go for 90. And what happened now is that there's a major problem needs to be sorted before actually we can continue with our inspection. So if there is a new kind of phrase that came out, and it says if the brake liquid is not at 100%, please contact the head of the maintenance immediately to arrange an immediate refill before continuing your inspection. So what this does is that I need to stop and I need to contact somebody from the maintenance to fill out the brake liquid for me. As you can see below, there was a new little field created for me. So click to select. I can click on this and I can see who is the head of maintenance in this company. Strangely enough, it's John Lennon. Who would have thought that he would end up as a head of maintenance? But he's my contact, so I'm just going to click on him. And what I can do is I can call him directly from the application, defining what my problem is, or I can either send him an email as well. I'm just going to go back. If it's been sorted, oh great, I'm just going to go brake liquid, and I'm going to change this to 100 because it's been refilled by John Lennon. Thank you, John. And I'm just going to go on. What color of the cooling liquid did you use? From the description, we know that there are specific colors that need to be used for specific manufacturers. So I'm just going to click on that, and as you can see, I have different colors specified here. So it's just a nice little feature that you can have to kind of not have only the text, but you can also have the colors. I'm going to go for yellow, which is going to be the wrong color. And if there is a problem, of course, it notifies me straight away. For Koni, a blue coolant must be used. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just going to re-click it. I know that it's the blue one, which is right. And I'm going to fill it out with blue color. Okay. And the next feature I would like to show you is in the next question, and it's the tagged image feature. And so check the doors and call buttons on each floor, document all the issues you find during the check using the tags. So I'm just going to click on the little camera icon, and I can capture picture. Once again, I have a brilliant picture ready for you. You're going to like this one. Let's just make a picture. My world is black and white today. There we go, use picture. If I'm not happy, I can retake, but I'm just gonna go for this one. Here we go. And I'm gonna click on the little plus button on the bottom right hand corner. And as you can see, I have pre-populated different question types or question groups to my I can assign them to a picture. So doors, obviously I'm just gonna click them here. I can basically drag and drop this. You can see I have already a little door icon on it. I'm just going to click on that. Floor number, obviously from the inside it doesn't really make sense, but obviously you have the door which might be different from the outside. So you can re-drag and drop it, click it again. Floor number, we are on floor 1. Obviously if you floor 2, floor 3 and so on, you're going to change this. Then the doors, I have different choices that I can do. So okay, damaged or missing. Additional comments, I can type in whatever I'd like. Here we go. So I'm happy with that, and I know that I got 2 other things that I need to do. The one more thing that's here is push buttons, which is the red icon. Once again, I'm going to click on it. Floor number doesn't really work for this because there's only one inside push buttons. And then I'm just going to go, okay, it's working, or if it's not working, let's just go. Not working, I don't want to put in any comments, and I'm going to finish with display. I'm just going to tap it here. There's no display here, so I'm just going to go missing and maybe type no display. There we go. What we can also do is I can perhaps show you is the functionality that enables you to input data with your voice. So I'm just gonna click on the little microphone button at the bottom and I'm gonna do a test to do here. Enable dictation. Test 1, 2, 3. Here we go. You can do it this way as well if you don't want to use your hands. You know, this might be quicker for you. So here we go. If I'm happy with my image, I'm gonna click on the little check button on the top right hand corner, and here we go. You can see that it's been already set up for me. Okay, this will be my inspection. I'm just gonna go through the final notes. So have you found any problems during your inspection which require repairs before finalizing the inspection? I can go yes if there are any problems. If no, obviously this is just a simple checkbox. If there are any problems and if I want to take any further steps, I can click the second one. And as you can see, there has been a new field that's been pre-populated for me with the email address from the company and that I need to notify them about. So I'm just going to click on the little icon, little envelope icon on the right hand side. And as you can see, you can send them email straight away. No need to go anywhere. No need to kind of leave the application or the questionnaire itself. Let's say there's no problem. I'm just going to sign for the inspection because I'm finished. Okay, and what I need to do now is that Brian, who's participated with me, he had to leave, so I need to show this to someone, show them what I have done. So I'm just going to save this questionnaire. I'm going to leave. Here we go. And as you can see on my application in the middle, under the inspection section, I can see that the one that I'm working on right now is in progress, obviously color-coded, red one. What I can do is I want to generate a report. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide. And this is going to open, oops, I need to slide in a better way. And this is going to open an option where I can run a report. I'm just going to click on the button and this enables me to select the format of the report, select the different type of the report that you might have, because you obviously might have different types of reports. I'm just going to go with the one I have. Obviously we have different options, PDF, HTML, Word or Excel. You're just going to go for the one you want and just going to click on the top right hand corner. This is going to generate your report. I'm just going to save this report first so that I have it in my system. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to view this. So I'm going to go to the client. I'm going to show him, look, this is what I've done. And he can see straight away, okay, you worked on this, you worked on that. Cabin, what sort of problems we have. We have the pictures that I've put in, different sort of stuff. The tagged image, obviously, information from the tagged image about the doors, push buttons, and display. And I can go on and on and on. And here's my signature as well. So if there is any problem with anything, it will be in the list of recommendations. So they can see that the control panel is damaged, or push button is not working, display missing. So if I'm happy with this, I'm just going to go back. Done. Back, as you can see on the top and on the right hand side in the inspections reports, I see that the report is there already. The client is happy with this, he's ready to sign. I'm going to go back to the questionnaire, and at the bottom you have customer signatures. So I believe it was Brian who was with me, so I'm just going to click on customer name and I'm going to input his name there. Great, and I'm going to get his signature, so he signs. I'm going to save this. And then I can see that his signature was captured. If there are more people that need to sign for this, no problem. I'm just going to click on the little plus button under customer signatures, and you can see straight away different sort of name can be inputted, and different sort of signature can be captured. There we go. Save again. Cool. If I'm happy with this, I'm just going to save, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to complete my inspection, complete my report. So I'm going to click on the little hamburger menu on the top right hand corner and complete with a report. So what is this going to do? Once you complete it with report, you're not able to change anything else, so this needs to be done at the very end. If I'm happy, I'm just going to click yes, and what this is going to enable you to do is that you're going to have also the customer signatures here, as you can see. So once again, I want to save this, and I can send it straight away to somebody, so I can email them, or if I have a mobile printer or can use their printer, I can print it directly. So this should be done. One more thing that I would perhaps like to show you is that we have created an inspection follow-up, if you remember. And as you can see, I have my inspection follow-up for Friday at 1:30 ready for me here. So I can just do here and restart my inspection. Okay, this should be the demo for the application, and what I would like to show you now is perhaps the backend. You know that we natively integrate with Dynamics 365 and Salesforce, but for my demo purposes I'm going to be using Resco Cloud because this is where I have my data. So if you enable Resco Inspections, you will be able to see the screen, and if you run it on Resco Cloud, and so you have different modules. We have the designer, which I mentioned to you, the scheduler, the inspector, which is the application itself. Then we have the analyst tool. So the first one is the automatic dashboard, then the results viewer, and finally we have the reports designer. We have also access to Woodford here and admin console. Obviously, you know these two ones, so I'm not going to go through them. But Woodford is anything with regards to customizations of the application, and the admin console basically handles your project stuff like you know, users, and you know, you can assign users there, you can wipe the devices on the distance and stuff like that. So let's just go to the designer just to show you how this really works. Just wait until it opens. So you can see I have a different sort of templates here which are enabled for me. Somebody designed them for me, and this is really a tool for backend people, so the people in the back office. And what they do work with this is they can create a new questionnaire. So I can either click on new questionnaire, but let's just go to the one we have just done on the demo, and it's this one, template regular inspection Boris demo. I'm going to click on this one. Let's wait until it opens. Here we go. So just to get you navigating, on the left hand side you can see the list of the questions. So this is like a summary of your questionnaire. So you can maybe go through it, you can click on each separate one, and then in the middle you have the user interface, so you can see directly what's going on. This is, if you remember the demo, we have a barcode. You can, you know, there is a description what to do with it, then you know you have general state, functional, not working, and so on. So this basically enables you to see how the questionnaire was designed, how it was built. I'm just gonna scroll down a little bit here just so you have a better idea. Here we get the stuff with the oil level. You know, we have also set up a different rules which you can do. We have a rule section up here, so you can click on that, and it will enable you to see the rules that we have made for this in order for it to work in the way we want. Okay, I'm just going to go back, and so we have different components in our designer. We have 4 different groups that we use. The first one is a group section. Then we have a static section, which comprises of links, static images, stuff like that, descriptions. Further on we have inputs, so anything like option sets or images or anything that will need to be sort of inputted within the questionnaire can be found here. And then finally we have the regarding lookup, which we have also used in our questionnaire. Obviously, if I want to add something somewhere, I'm just going to click where I want to add it. I'm just going to click on checkbox, for example. I'm going to do a little plus button, and I'm just going to, you know, you can set up new question, you can type anything you like here, description, you can have labels. If you don't want it to be visible, you're just going to click on this one and it's going to go off. Okay, do you want to delete the question? Yes. One more thing I should perhaps show you. This is also just in beta version, so there might be some bugs, but what is quite good when you're designing your questionnaire is go to preview. And what this enables you to do, on the right hand side, you will be able to see how the questionnaire will actually look like when it's done, when it's finalized. So it just needs to load up. It's quite a complicated one, so okay, we have some error about the rule, but it doesn't matter. So this is how it's going to be showing on the application itself for the user, which is quite handy if you're designing this. Okay, so this would be the designer. I'm just going to close this. I don't want to save this. Maybe what I should perhaps also mention is that you can associate this. You can associate these questionnaires to the different groups, and also you need to activate them before they will be available in your mobile application. As you can see, all of my questionnaires are active as of now. Okay, let's go to the scheduler. It's a tool that some of you may be familiar with, especially if you're using the field service. This is pretty much the same thing, except that it's a more lightweight version. So you know it's focused more on smaller teams. On the right hand side, you can see a little section where you can specify certain stuff like working hours. So I can, change this based on my working hours, 8 a.m. to whatever, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Here we go, and you can see that the changes are affected directly. You can show weekends if you'd like, round the minutes, you can do pretty much whatever you like here. You can change the view, so if you want to see the view only for 2 days, you can do that here, or you can hide this section completely. Here at the top you have a list of your accounts. What you can have is a different sort of entity, so if you want to have appointments there or contacts, whatever you like, you can change this and have them be ready here. Then we have a settings section on the top left hand corner, so I can click on that. Obviously this is just summarizes what was here, and you can set up different rules. So if you need a minimum gap between scheduled tasks or something like that, you can specify it here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to schedule something. So Blue Keys Hotel, let's say that I want to assign it to myself. Today is 30th of October, so I'm just going to click on this. I can put it there. If there is a problem, it shows you right away. Task is in conflict with another task time frame. So I'm just going to select it for tomorrow, and then it should be fine. You can double click it. You can see the name of the account, status reason. You can change this if it's free. If a person should be busy during that time, you can change the hours, and you can save this if you like. If there is a problem, there is a little kind of advertisement shown here. And what this basically says is that it's outside of the working hours, so you need to sort of move it around or something like that. So it's a fairly simple tool. I have selected this one, so let's just maybe look inside the application to see if it was reflected. So I'm gonna sync my app. Here we go. And I should have that appear on my screen as soon as it's uploaded and synced. Okay, I haven't uploaded the application in quite some time, so I'm just going to go to today's agenda. And as you can see, on Thursday, the 31st, I'm going to go to the days. Tomorrow, Blue Keys Hotel is there as I have specified it. Okay, so this just to show you. Actually, what I can show you as well is that when you're in the application, you can make appointments for yourself as an inspector as well. So you can just click and point, and you can create a new appointment. So regarding any sort of contacts that you have. I'm just not going to go into details with this now. Okay, so this was the scheduler, and let's look at the analysis tools. So we have the automatic dashboard. What this really enables you to do, it enables you to show your records, show your data in the form of graphs and charts. So I'm interested in the template regular inspection. I'm gonna click on that, and it's gonna build the automatic dashboard for me. And I'm going to be able to see what are my data for either today or your entire history. Let's wait until this builds, and as you can see, I have different sort of charts or graphs. I can change this around however I like to. I can have the photographs included in this as well. You can see them here, the attachments, and stuff like that. So this is the automatic dashboard, but what you should be more interested in to work with data is the other tool, and that's the results viewer, which really enables you to filter out the data and export them as well. So in case you need further processing, and who doesn't, you can do it here. So here I got all my records, everything, all the inspections that I have done. I can see which template was used. I can see my different users, so I can select this created by. I can select the user, so let's go for me. And I can also specify what is it about. So I don't know, barking factory, and I can see that I get only one here. What's great about this is you can also create a date, so you can specify what sort of period you're interested in, and also what sort of templates you're interested in. If you got your record sorted, you're just going to click export CSV, and it's going to export the data in the CSV format for you for further processing, so you can use Power BI or anything like that to analyze your data. Okay, and finally we have the report designer. I'm just going to click on it, and what this basically enables you to do, it's got the list of your reports, so you can design your own report. I'm just going to click on one, It enables you to import and export the reports as well, and this is how it basically looks. On the left hand side you have your source, so basically anything that you would like to have included in the report can be found here. You can use different stylings for this, you can use also different rules, and this is a bit of a too technical, so I'm not going to cover this too much, but this is just to show you how this look when you design a questionnaire. Okay, so this would be it from the demo, and I think it's the right time for questions and answers. So let me just go to my section and see if we have any questions. And you obviously won't be able to see them, so I'm going to read them out loud for you. Let me just open this up very quickly, and here we go. We have different questions, so I'm just going to start one from Beshoy Nagib. So regarding Microsoft CRM integration, is the solution compatible with the on-prem version? The answer to this is yes. It is compatible with on-prem as well, so it doesn't matter if you use online or on-prem, it will work on both solutions. I'm actually joined here by my colleague Zuzana from the product team, so in case there is something I won't be able to reply, she will be able to help me out. Another question from Bishoy is, also, is it possible to use API to dispatch the resources automatically? What you can do is you can dispatch the sources automatically. I will have Zuzka confirm whether it's with the APIs or not. But let me just show you on the backend, on the designer. I have perhaps not mentioned this. Oh, sorry, I wanted to go to the scheduler. And if you want to assign the work for somebody automatically, we have a run auto schedule here option, and when you click it, it basically takes the list of your accounts, or however you have this pre-populated, and it will automatically assign it for your field workers. With regards to APIs, I'm not sure how this works actually, so let me just reread the question once again. Sorry, I have just lost it. So is it possible to use API to dispatch the resources automatically? In fact, we're not sure about this, so let me just maybe write down the question, and I'm gonna find out, and I'm gonna let you know about this. Okay. The next question is, can we set custom criteria from dispatching the resources? Can we set custom criteria for dispatching resources? What you can do is you can have, as I explained to you before, you can have different accounts and different sort of appointments, and you can dispatch the resources to them. I don't know if this responds to your question. If not, please specify further your question, and we can take a look at this further. Okay. Next question is from Paulo Bamba. Is it possible to give access to the reports to external users? I believe this should be possible, but what we will need to do again is to check out with the head of the product to see if this would be possible for external users. What I would suggest is please write me an email on my email address, and then I can take a look at this further. But what you can do here is you can have this report basically emailed to someone. So if there is a report, you can, as I have shown you in the application, you can click on the hamburger menu and then email it directly to someone. So hopefully that was the right answer for your question. If not, please email me directly, and we can take this further later on. Okay, next question we have from Javier Castro. Are you providing a link to this webinar recording? For now, we won't be providing a link, but it will be available eventually within, I believe, a week or two. So as soon as this is processed, as soon as it's ready, we will be providing a link, but it will take some time before this is available. Okay, next question we have. Maria del Carmen G. Garcia. Good morning to you as well. Will be available the webinar after this morning? Oh yes, it will be, but once again, not today, but eventually within a week or so it should be available. We got another question by Gerald Berner. Hi, 2 questions. Is there a possibility to load different inspection templates regarding to the selection of products or models? And is there a possibility to import documents, company CI templates for the report? Okay, let me reread the question. Is there a possibility to load different inspection templates regarding the selection of products or models? And is there a possibility to import documents, company CI templates for the report? So the response to the first one, so you can, yes, is yes. So you can load different inspection templates regarding different products, obviously. So you can have different templates for different, you can have a different, as I've shown you, you can have a different templates for different user groups. So this could be completely, this should be completely doable. And is there a possibility to import documents? For now, there's no possibility, but I can we can take a look at the roadmap for the product and see if this is already in the plan to have this covered or not. But what you can do is you can put attachments to emails, and you can perhaps do it that way. Okay, Mark Contreras is asking, what do you mean about D365 integration? Which app? Which entities? Is following Microsoft updates? So when we talk about the integration, we basically are natively supported, natively integrated to Dynamics 365. When you enable inspections, what happens is that it enables you 3 different entity types, which is a question, question group, and questionnaire. These are only available using Resco, so they are not in Dynamics by default, but once you enable your inspections, you're able to access them. I'm just reading, is following Microsoft updates. So basically we are developing the technology and we are doing our own updates. As you know, we are doing 4 updates a year, major updates. So if there's anything else like bug fixes, that can be done sooner, but we have 4 major updates, and we are actually the first ones to come up with the new version. And then Microsoft is having their field service application, which then follows our updates, but there is a delay of about 6 or 9 months per update. So actually we are the first ones that comes with the new features and updates. Okay, we have a next question from Ursha Lipovs. Is it possible to use different reports when completing inspection? For now, it was just automatic report. Yes, obviously, as I've shown you before, you can have different reports. You can set them up however you like, as I've shown you. Depending on the user group as well, you can define them however you like. So the answer is yes, you can have a different automatic, you can have different reports for different user groups. Okay, now we have a next question by Bishoy Nagib. Regarding my question for the custom criteria, I mean, can we, for example, set maximum capacity for each resource and control who will be displayed on the scheduling board and who will not according to this capacity? Thank you in advance. I believe you can set up the criteria for different resources. So if somebody is, for example, an electrician, you can have them required for a job because of their knowledge. And I'm gonna ask my colleague Zuzka if she can perhaps answer this one for me. So Zuzka, I give you a word.
Yes, hello. I'm not sure also if I understood the answer correctly, but for scheduler you can edit the specific criteria for each resources, and you can set up the specific criteria for the territories, also for the specific job. Not sure what kind of criteria do you mean. Maybe you can send us some little bit more details by email and we can send you all details.
Okay, let me see if we have any other questions here. Just need to go through them because there's quite a lot. Okay. Just bear with me, guys. Okay. Okay, we have a question by Margita Ivanova. Uh, so the question isn't about inspections. Microsoft said that field service will be work only with user interface from the February 2020. Is the same correct for Resco? So what actually happens here is Microsoft Field Service application doesn't support the inspections functionality, but there are ways where you can, if you have a client that works with field service and they are using the field service application and they would like to use inspections as well on top of their field service, what they can do is obviously they will need to purchase the correct license. But what they can do is they can use our application instead and import the field service project into our application. Since we are the ones who develop the technology, the field service product will work within our application. So if you have a project like this, this is the workaround for that. So just use our application, import the field service in there, and it will work. Okay, let me see if there are any other questions. So we have one from Javier Castro again. Sorry, I've catched the webinar late. I've seen some capability to take answers directly on an elevator picture, like mixed reality. How is this feature called? So this feature is called tagged image, and what it enables you to do, it sort of is mixed reality. So you take a picture and you can place, you have a different set of questions there or question groups, and you can place them directly on your image. So for example, if you rent a car, you get back the car and there is a scratch or something, you can drag and drop pin or the question itself directly on the scratch and mark it on the car so that they can see directly on the picture where the scratch is. Hope this answers your question. So once again, it's called tagged image. Okay, let me see if we have missed any questions. We have one once again from Bishoy. Can we place custom buttons to perform custom actions on the inspections form? The answer is yes. As you could have seen on my tagged image, there was I have had different sort of buttons and different sort of icons on my tagged image. So if you have if you need a different icon, you can use that. That's not a problem at all. You just specify it in your Woodford project and in your designer. What I would like to do as well, I'm just reading through the questions. I believe that's it. If we have missed some, don't worry, we will answer to all of your questions using email. So after we've done, we're going to go through all the questions and we're going to send you an email with exact answers. I'm just going to finish scrolling through other questions if we haven't missed anything. So just bear with me for one more moment. Okay, I believe that should be it. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. Hope you find it useful. Obviously, if you have questions about licensing or anything like that, you can see on your screen the list of your sales reps. So contact your sales rep for your given territory. And thank you very much for your time today. And make sure you follow our next webinar next week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.